Hey people, my name is Willie Minix, and today I'm going to be discussing some effects because I haven't seen a video about this on YouTube at all, and I think it would be something interesting to talk about. I'm going to talk about effects that you can use on a 12-string guitar and what they sound like. A lot of people feel like the 12-string is its own effect, and it kind of is, but I'm using my Harley Benton, which is actually going to have some upgrades to it. Let me click to a different camera so you can see better what we're dealing with. This is the Harley Benton. And this is it in its pure... it's just going into my mixer, and it's actually going through two pedals. I have delay set to the left is an American Joyo pedal, which it mimics basically a Fender Twin, the setting that I have it on, and on the right it's a Marshall amp. It's the British Joyo pedal to the right. That's just how I like to set up my amps. But I'm going to change it just for you. I'm going to put the Fender in the center, and so we'll make it sound. So this is mimicking a Fender Twin, and I should probably tune this because I think something's out. I've been playing it all day. The reason I want to do a video about effects for the 12-string is because I've found that a lot of effects actually sound really good on a 12-string, even though people don't use it much. I'm putting my switch to where both my humbuckers are on because I like that full sound. So the first effect we're going to try out is the Spring Reverb. I'm using my Zoom Multistomp MS50G to kind of be my effects box for today. I'm sure you could use any kind of Spring Reverb pedal that you want and it would sound interesting. But here's what it sounds like with some reverb. And I'm going to go through just some of my favorite effects, single, and then I will stack them up. So the next one is some chorus. Chorus was created, from what I've been told, to mimic a 12-string guitar. So it's actually interesting when you use it with a 12-string guitar. Now I want to give it to you with the reverb. So this is reverb and chorus. Okay, now I'll turn those off and let's do something different. I'm going to give you a vibe pedal to hear kind of what it's going to sound like. Now I like stacking this up with the chorus and the reverb, and it sounds like this. Now I do have some of the dry signal in, so I'm going to take the dry signal out and let you hear that. also have, let's see, I'll turn the chorus and the vibe off. And I have a duo phase in here. Let's hear what it sounds like. That's a fun one. Now, the last one I've got in this chain, no, it's not the last one. I have a reverse delay. So that's kind of an interesting one. Now, the last one in this chain is a tube screamer. So I kind of like the tube screamer, and I'm just going to stack. Well, I'll put the tube screamer, the chorus, and the Spring Reverb on. So that gives you kind of an idea of those. I'm going to do a few more. That's, what is that, 6 effects? I want to do 10 in this video, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Yep. Now I'm going to go to a new bank. Alright, I got a Shimmer Reverb. I'm going to try out that and see how it sounds. And I've got Tremolo. And some of these actually... people have kind of wondered, well, what does the classic 12-string sound from like the Byrds? Well, a couple things. Number one, I've been studying this. A Rickenbacker humbucker pickup is about right here. It's really close to the bridge. Not a humbucker. The Rickenbacker single coil is right here, right, like maybe just a quarter of an inch from the bridge. So it's going to be a lot brighter sound than what the Harley Benton gets. So that's number one. So if you want to mimic that, you can put it on the bridge, and you can put an EQ pedal, an equalizer pedal, and you can bump up some of the highs and turn some of the mids and lows down a little bit. Also, it's going with a lot of compression into a Vox AC30. So that's kind of the classic sound that everybody wants. But you don't have to get that sound just because you're playing the 12 string. You can experiment and do other things with it. So here's what the Shimmer Verb sounds like. Some of that dry signal, then I can add a little bit of the dry signal back in. That's the Shimmer Verb, and I really like that one a lot. But now you can take the Shimmer Verb and you can stack that up with some Spring Reverb, and you get this. that's a pretty cool effect too. Now let's turn off the Shimmer Verb. Now I've got a tremolo, which I think sounds pretty neat. And you can put that with the Shimmer Verb and the Spring. It's a very nice ambient sound, and then if you throw in the reverse delay on top of that, or on with it. So that's like 8 effects. So this is a setup that's supposed to imitate an acoustic 12-string guitar. And it's got plate reverb, an envelope filter, some compression, it has a stereo chorus, and then an acoustic simulator all added together. You can kind of hear the hiss of the acoustic simulator. A Strat sound a little bit like an acoustic guitar, but I feel like this does kind of give it a little bit more of that Rick sound. But that's up for you to decide. I have a second patch that I use that's essentially the same thing, but it has the rack compressor, chorus, reverb hall unit, and then the acoustic with a detune. So the detune kind of works the way that the chorus did. Now listen to it just with the detune on. Let me turn off all the others. Because I think you'll find it kind of an interesting sound. Let me just make sure. Oh, let me turn off the acoustic simulator. Okay, here's the detune effect. It's very subtle. But a lot of times 12-string players, in fact I'll switch over here so you can see me. A lot of times 12-string players will actually slightly detune one of the strings that's kind of in parallel. Well, if you have a detune pedal already in your thing, you can tune everything up normal in case you want that to be a sound, and then you can use the detune pedal to kind of get you that slightly out of tune sound that the 12-string gives. Actually, let me get rid of the dry signal. Easier to hear it there. Now if you really crank the detune, it doesn't do that. So let me show you what happens when you crank the detune a lot. Let me get into it. Let's see where this. It's like if you really detune it. It really starts to sound like it's pretty far out of tune. So I've got mine set at 10 cents, and I've got the mix at about 50, and that's where I'm at with this. Now you add some reverb, so let me get back to my reverb unit, which is this one. Like I said, is a hall reverb. That's it. If you want to hear any other effects that I may have in this pedal that you want to hear how it sounds with a 12 string, let me know, and maybe I'll do another video where I kind of go through, you know, all the different effects that you can have with this pedal. I'm just experimenting with some of my favorite effects that I use with my Strat to see how they sound. So there are a lot of cool things that you can do with a 12 string, and you don't necessarily have to just stick with that classic bird sound, which I love that. I'm not saying that I don't. I'm just saying that you can be creative, and I think as musicians, a lot of times, if you're in a cover band, yeah, you want to get that sound. Well, if you want to get that Rick sound, and you have a Harley Benton, you know, you can mess with it and you can come up with that. In fact, what I need to do is I need to make a Rick setting on here in one of my empty channels, and just to see if I can kind of catch that and see how it looks in here. But until then, I hope you have a great day, and God bless, and we'll see you in another video. Alright, so I set up a real quick patch. It's not perfect or anything, but it gives you kind of an idea of more of that bird sound. And what I did is in my effects chain, I have a graphic equalizer, and I bumped up the first two a lot, and then the next one just a little bit. I've got a compressor. Then I've got, and I don't have it turned on yet, a delay and some Spring Reverb, and then I have a Vox Amp Simulator. And I just have everything set to normal. I don't know what settings Roger McGuinn used, but now I've got it on my bridge pickup, and this is the sound that I've got. Now I would imagine in the recording process, he probably added a little bit of reverb, so you can add some reverb. That's way too much reverb for the birds, so I'm going to turn that down quite a bit. Maybe this is a little more REM sounding, I don't know. I feel like the Rickenbacker Sound is a little too brittle for my taste. I really like that Harley Benton. So whoever it is at Thomann probably said the same thing and was like, you know what, let's make something that's not quite that Rick sound, and we're going to give it some a little bit more, you know, mid-range, because this, I mean, it doesn't quite sound right because, yeah, it's going through a pedal and not through the actual, you know, stuff, but it doesn't sound too bad. Like if it was mixed into somewhere into a recording, I think it would. Wait, I don't even have the compressor on. Hang on. Here's with the compressor. I got that too hot. Hang on, let me turn that down. That to me sounds a little bit more like it. Maybe not totally, but it's definitely getting there. And if I had time to really mess around with this, I think I probably could dial it in. Because a lot of people have asked me, I want to change out the pickups in the Harley Benton. I bought one, but I want to put different pickups in. I don't know that you need to. That seems like a lot of fuss for and maybe extra money that you don't really need to spend. If you already have a good pedal around that you can kind of tweak it. So I just wanted to give people sort of an idea of, yeah, there's some stuff you can do to kind of tweak it and get this thing to sound more like the Rick sound. You just gotta mess with it and figure it out on your own. I want to let you hear a couple things though that I didn't show earlier. Let me turn the Vox off because it's just nothing but a hiss machine, man. I'll turn my reverb off. I'm gonna give you some delay. Maybe I'll speed up the delay a little bit. That's more than a little bit. That's So there's a whole bunch of effects that you can try out, and if you don't have a Zoom Multistomp, oh my goodness, I highly recommend that you get one because I love mine. I mean, it is a little noisy. That's the only thing that I have against it. And I think if I had a noise gate pedal on the other end of this, or actually I would need two the way I have it set up because I got one going to my like I said, one Joyo pedal and one going to another Joyo pedal. So that's the only thing that I would change. But other than that, I really, really like this pedal. So I hope you have a great day. God bless you. Check out more of my videos. And you want to check out the Fantastic Flying Frogs because they are your new favorite band. Have a great day. Bye now.